Welcome to Comfort TV, the channel news, bringing you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. My name is Faith Kevin. Thank you for joining us. In the headlines, Imo PDP chair party leaders call for sanctions against Oyo judge. NAF strike kill terrorists, bandits in Borno, Kwara, and Katsina. Amnesty reports over 1,800 deaths in Nigeria's southeast in 2 years. CP Jimo confirms Showore remains wanted for planned Lagos protest. NCC warns school against illegal production and sale of books. Port Harcourt Customs generated 247 billion naira in revenue from January to October. On business, Polaris Bank emerges MSME Digital Bank of the Year. Gold regains shine, rebounds above $4,100 as trade uncertainty looms. NCDMB urges African nations to leverage local content for economic gains. On the foreign scene, Thailand holds ceasefire deal with Cambodia, previously heralded by President Trump. Iran seeks peaceful nuclear deal with the U.S., but vows no compromise on security. And on sports, CAF sets match rules for Nigeria's World Cup playoff against Gabon. Mikel outlines what Nigeria must do to beat Gabon. Now the news. The chairman, People's Democratic Party PDP Imo State Chapter, Mr. Austin Nwachukwu, his Abia State counterpart, Mr. Abraham Ama, and the Secretary of the South-South Chapter of the party, Mr. George Dona, have asked the National Judicial Council, NJC, to sanction Justice A.L. Akintola of the Oyo State High Court over his ex parte order on the opposition party's national convention. The trio who spoke at the press briefing in Abuja said they have already petitioned the NJC over Justice Akintola's action. According to them, it was wrong for the judge to issue an ex parte order authorizing the PDP to go ahead with its national convention when a court of coordinate jurisdiction had earlier given a judgment halting the convention. A federal high court sitting in Abuja had in a judgment in the suit filed by Misters Nwachukwu, Ama, and Turner directed the PDP to halt plans for its national convention scheduled to hold on November 15 and 16 in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. However, Justice Akintola last week issued an ex parte order asking the PDP to go ahead with the national convention as scheduled. Nonetheless, Mr. Nwachukwu, who spoke on behalf of others, said the quick intervention of the NJC in the issue will go long in restoring faith in the judiciary. He emphasized that the NJC must uphold discipline and impartiality, ensuring errant judicial officers are held accountable without delay. The Nigerian Air Force NAF has intensified its counter-terrorism and counter-banditry operations nationwide, carrying out precision airstrikes that neutralized some scores of Islamic States of West African province terrorists in Malam, Fatori, and Shuwaram areas of Borno State. The strikes also destroyed bandit enclaves in Garindandi and Chikogo in Kwara State, as well as Zango Hill in Kankara local government area of Katsina State. The operations were part of ongoing missions under Operations Hadinkai and Operation Fasanyama, aimed at degrading terrorists and criminal networks across Nigeria's northern regions. Using real-time intelligence and surveillance, NAF aircraft targeted insurgent hideouts, logistic hubs, and weapon storage facilities, eliminating multiple terrorists and disrupting their mobility. Post-strike assessments confirmed a significant weakening of ISWAP's operational networks. The air component of Operation Fasanyama also conducted armed reconnaissance across key settlements in Zamfara, Kebbi, and Kaduna states, engaging armed groups along known routes. Coordination with forward operating bases enabled the neutralization of fleeing terrorists and reinforced the NAF's capacity to deliver precise, intelligence-driven strikes. More than 1,800 people, including a traditional ruler, have been killed in Nigeria's southeast region over just 2 years, according to a new report by Amnesty International. The global human rights organization said at least 1,844 people died between January 2021 and June 2023 in attacks carried out by unknown gunmen, local militias, and state-backed security forces. The reports, based on victim interviews, police records, and media verification, covered Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo states. Amnesty described the killings as part of what it called a decade of impunity in the region. Amnesty traced the violence back to 2019 when armed factions began enforcing sit-at-home orders linked to the banned indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. While IPOB denied involvement in civilian killings, splinter cells now operate independently, targeting police stations, markets, and public officials. Imo State recorded the highest number of deaths, exceeding 400 between 2019 and 2021, followed by Anambra and Ebonyi states. Over 100 additional fatalities have been reported since December 2022, mostly from midnight raids, assassinations, and reprisal attacks. The report described the attackers' method as calculated and terroristic, noting that traditional institutions have been decimated as gunmen loot livestock, burn houses, and extort residents. Amnesty also accused the Ebubeago security network created by Southeast governors in 2021 of arbitrary arrest, torture, and summary executions, warning that the lack of accountability has emboldened perpetrators. The defense headquarters denied the allegations, insisting that military operations are lawful and intelligence-driven. However, local groups and media continue to document extrajudicial killings and property destruction. Amnesty reports a decade of impunity called on the Nigerian government to establish an independent judicial panel to investigate the killings, disappearances, and torture cases, cautioning that security must not come at the cost of human rights. Lagos State Commissioner of Police CP Jimoh Oloundare has confirmed that activist Mr. Omoyele Sowore remains wanted over the planned Third Mainland Bridge protests, stressing that his status remains active despite attempts to politicize the matter. Speaking at the Lagos State Police Command headquarters during a meeting with human rights activist Mr. Segun Awosonya Shegalink, the CP said the command acted preemptively to prevent a protest that could have paralyzed economic activities in the state. CP Jimoh described any planned protest on the bridge as a direct threat to Nigeria's economy and national security, highlighting that the Third Mainland Bridge is critical infrastructure funded by taxpayers. He noted that the bridge was not designed to carry stationary weight and referenced reports of fainting during previous demonstrations along the route. He explained that the police intervention was guided by Section 2 and 5 of the Constitution, which empowers law enforcement to prevent acts endangering public safety and critical infrastructure. CP Jimoh emphasized that the command would act decisively against anyone attempting to destabilize the state, warning that no individual or group will be allowed to use activism as a cover for chaos. CP Jimoh acknowledged Mr. Awosonya as a vanguard of change and reaffirmed the police command's dedication to reform, transparency, and dialogue, stressing that the safety of Lagos and the billions invested in the state are non-negotiable. The Nigerian Copyright Commission (NCC) has cautioned school authorities in Akwa Ibom to stop producing and selling pirated books. The warning followed an inspection of school bookshops in Uyo metropolis aimed at ensuring compliance with copyright laws. The commission noted that some schools in the state have been sourcing books from illegal publishers, which undermines educational standards. Schools were advised to procure books directly from legitimate publishers or through authorized bookstores, with NCC officials stating that violations will be met with decisive action. The NCC has conducted meetings with school management across the state to emphasize the importance of adhering to anti-copyright laws. The agency said it will continue monitoring schools and enforcing compliance to maintain educational integrity and protect intellectual property rights. School principals responded by emphasizing that teaching should remain the primary focus of the schools, suggesting that parents source books from reputable outlets rather than purchasing directly from schools. The approach, they said, would ensure both compliance with copyright regulations and better learning outcomes for students. The Port Harcourt Area 1 Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has surpassed its 2025 annual revenue target, collecting a total of 247.5 billion naira from January to October. The command exceeded its 216 billion naira target by over 31 billion naira, with 2 months remaining in the year, representing a 51% increase compared to 164.1 billion naira collected during the same period in 2024. Comptroller Salamatu Atuluku, controller of the command, said the record performance reflects improved operational efficiency and dedication among customs personnel. October 2025 alone saw a collection of 33.75 billion naira, marking a 272% increase over the 9.1 billion naira collected in October 2024, the highest monthly revenue in the history of the command. She attributed the success of strategic leadership, operational discipline, and collaborative efforts across the command. According to Atuduku, innovative tools like the Unified Customs Management System, known as Bodogu, have enhanced revenue tracking, improved data accuracy, and ensured real-time accountability. ComfortTV.channel news returns shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. Stay tuned. Many thanks for staying with us. This is Comfort TV, the channel news. In the world of business, Polaris Bank has been named the MSME Digital Bank of the Year, Inclusive Growth, at the second edition of the MSME Finance and CEO Awards held in Lagos, organized by the African Global Economic Forum in partnership with ProShare. The event recognizes financial institutions, corporations, and stakeholders that have demonstrated exceptional commitment to advancing micro, small, and medium enterprises and promoting financial inclusion across Nigeria. The award acknowledges Polaris Bank's strategic focus on leveraging technology to empower small and medium-scale businesses. Central to this achievement is the bank's flagship digital banking platform, Volte, which has transformed how MSMEs access financial services through Volte. Businesses can carry out self-service banking, apply for loans, and manage transactions seamlessly, significantly reducing traditional barriers to finance and fostering entrepreneurship nationwide. In recent years, Volt has become a critical tool for MSMEs, providing real-time access to capital and operational support that enables them to scale, expand market reach, and enhance productivity. Polaris Bank's digital innovation aligns with broader economic objectives, including the promotion of inclusive growth, job creation, and the formalization of the SME sector in Nigeria. Gold rose sharply on Monday, November 10, 2025, soaring back above the $4,100 mark in global commodities market. The yellow metal, which gained 2.88% on the day, extended its momentum to Tuesday, trading around $4,130 per ounce ahead of London's pre-market opening on November 11. These surges lifted gold's month-to-date performance to over 3%, marking a solid comeback after a late October pullback. The metal had earlier retreated from an all-time daily high of $4,355 per ounce to below $4,000, nearly breaching the $3,900 level on October 29. Analysts described the decline as a healthy correction following gold's over 50% year-to-date rally, which had pushed prices into overbought territory. Investors appear to have capitalized on that dip, with renewed buying momentum suggesting demand for safe haven assets amid mounting uncertainty surrounding U.S. trade tariffs and the broader global economy. Gold's recent rebound has been fueled by renewed safe haven demand amid rising uncertainty over U.S. trade policies and the broader economy. On to foreign news, Thailand has suspended efforts to implement the Kuala Lumpur Accord ceasefire with Cambodia after several Thai soldiers were injured by a landmine in the disputed border area of Sisaket province. Cambodian officials denied laying any new mines along the 500-mile frontier. The ceasefire agreement brokered with U.S. and Malaysian assistance followed threats from President Donald Trump in July to impose heavy tariffs on both countries if their deadly border conflict continued. Under the accord, 18 Cambodian prisoners of war were to be returned to their country as part of the de-escalation measures, but Thailand has put this plan on hold pending an investigation into the mine incident. Thai authorities say they are examining whether the mines are old or recently replaced. The Royal Thai Army and government officials noted that the incident demonstrated that de-escalation efforts had not progressed as expected, prompting a temporary halt to all ceasefire activities. Cambodia expressed great concern over Thailand's decision, citing that many border areas remain uncleared of unexploded mines from Cambodia's civil war due to difficult terrain and unresolved border demarcation. The long-running dispute between the two nations centers on sovereignty over a 1,000-year-old temple of deep historical significance. Tensions escalated in July with both sides exchanging heavy fire across multiple locations, resulting in dozens of deaths and the displacement of tens of thousands of residents on both sides of the border. Still on the foreign scene, Deputy Foreign Minister Saeed Khatibzadeh said Iran wants a peaceful nuclear agreement with the United States but will not compromise its national security. Tehran continues to insist this nuclear program is for civilian purposes, while Washington, European allies, and Israel maintain that Iran could be pursuing weapons capabilities. Significant disagreements remain over uranium enrichment, with the United States demanding that Iran halt all enrichment to prevent any risk of weaponization. Tehran has rejected this demand, emphasizing its right to maintain its nuclear program under international agreements. Tehran continues to assert that it does not seek nuclear weapons while expressing readiness to engage in a diplomatic solution to the decades-long dispute. On sports, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has released the official match regulations ahead of Nigeria's crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup playoff against Gabon, outlining procedures that will govern the high-stakes encounter. The guidelines clarify how the match will be decided if the teams are level at full time and provide key information for coaches, players, and officials. If the match ends in a draw after 90 minutes, it will go into extra time, giving both sides an additional 30 minutes to try to secure a result. Should a tie remain unresolved, a penalty shootout will determine which nation progresses to the next stage of World Cup qualifying. CAF has also confirmed that teams may make up to 5 substitutions during regulation time, with a 6th substitution permitted if the game goes into extra time. The measures are intended to help teams manage player fatigue and maintain performance intensity over an extended period. The regulations are designed to ensure fairness and competitive integrity for the winner-takes-all clash, as both Nigeria and Gabon intensify preparations for a match that carries high stake for their World Cup ambitions. Moving on, former Super Eagles and Chelsea midfielder Mikel has revealed that the Nigerian players must avoid to ensure victory against Gabon in the World Cup playoffs. The 3-time AFCON winners overturned a poor start to the World Cup qualifiers by sealing a playoff spot following their 4-0 win against Benin Republic last month. Now, Eric Chelle has been tasked with defeating Gabon, while Cameroon and DR Congo battle it out in the other playoff. Mikel has made it clear that it will be devastating for the African giants to miss consecutive editions of the Mundial. He emphasized that while Gabon may not carry the same global recognition as some other footballing nations, Nigeria must not underestimate their opponents. He stressed the importance of maintaining focus, discipline, and respect throughout the match, warning that complacency could prove costly in a high-stakes World Cup playoff. Nigeria will take on Gabon at the Stade Prince Moulay El Hassan on Thursday, with kickoffs slated for 5 p.m. West African time. And that's our news bulletin for the evening. But before we go, a recap of our top stories. Imo PDP chair, party leaders call for sanction against Oyo George. NAV strikes kill terrorist bandits in Borno, Kwara, and Katsina. Amnesty reports about 1,800 deaths in Nigeria's southeast in 2 years. CPG more confirms Showore remains wanted for planned Lagos protest. NCC warns schools against illegal production and sale of books. Port Harcourt Customs generate 247 billion naira in revenue from January to October. On business, Polaris Bank emerges MSME Digital Bank of the Year. On foreign, Thailand holds ceasefire deal with Cambodia, previously heralded by President Trump. CAF sets March rules for Nigeria's World Cup playoff against Gabon. Thank you for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews, and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on our platform. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. My name is Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay informed, stay connected.